You've tuned into The Mountain Gardener with your host, Ken Lain. Gardening, it can be challenging, but with these simple insider tips, you'll reap huge rewards. Now, let's tune into today's Mountain Gardener with Ken and Lisa. Every month, I put together a combination of plants that look fabulous together that month. And so January it's obviously going to be far more skewed towards the evergreen things because they just look good, twiggy. So I've cleaned up my Russian sage. But basically, they're just twigs growing out of the ground. There's not much salvia or autumn sage. They're just twigs out of the ground. Peonies I cut right back to the ground. All I have are little nubs coming out of the gardens and some little eyes starting to show. They don't look that good. They look, peony look fantastic in May, June, July, but not right now. And so this month, Boxwood is the feature. Oh, it just looks so incredible. So Boxwood look the same year round. They have beautiful, rich, glossy green. I especially personally like the winter gem Boxwood. And a couple reasons. It's got a thick, waxy leaf, so it makes it very drought hardy or efficient on its water use. Animals don't eat it. It's got a sap that deer, rabbits, they're not going to bother your boxwoods. Boxwoods are these green hedges. Typically, you'll see them in English gardens, like coming up to the front door. They'll line the driveway with them, or around the patio. They look great in containers, around the pool, in glossy, aqua-colored containers. That's where you use those. They're accent pieces, typically a little smaller. We do have 3 or 4 varieties. Some of them get a little bigger, some of them more pencil-like with a pencil boxwood, but they all grow the same. They're winter evergreen hardy plants. And so they're just super easy to grow. And you don't have to do much with them. There's not a lot of pruning to keep their shapeliness. Maybe give them a haircut, like early spring, and that's all you ever do. They're just so consistent. So that's why I care for them. So I've got them in pots in our back. We have this huge back patio. It's got hot tubs and fire grills and outdoor kitchens and entertainment areas. It's made for bringing family and friends over and just enjoying. Well, it's so big. It's too much hardscape. That is things that don't live in your backyard, like patios and grills and all the things I just said. It needs greenscape, living plants that help it just build it up. And so boxwoods are perfect with that. Another companion that goes with, here's the combo of January. So boxwood, we start with that. That's the feature. It's just easy to grow, winter evergreen plant. Every yard needs at least one. And so it goes with red clusterberry cotoneaster. This is a bigger plant. So boxwoods are typically about knee high. This one's head high. So it's got kind of a bluer foliage instead of bright green, Kelly green. So they go together. Red clusterberry cotoneaster gets a white flower in spring, and then it turns into these clusters of red berries that they have on them right now. And so red clusterberry, I think that's a hardier plant than even red tip photinia, which is the #1 seller. Cotoneaster, there's 2 varieties of native cotoneasters just grow wild here. So it's related to those. So they are tough. They don't get the disease. Animals don't eat them. It's just a good companion plant for January. They go with mint julep, juniper, mint julep juniper. Junipers, this is a female, so it doesn't put the pollen on, but it has this great kind of chest-high texture. It's a texture thing. You got a robust, easy to grow, takes the sun, the wind, the brutal soils, and just grows. Well, you don't have to do much. Junipers just grow, but it's a good companion. The companions grow in the same kind of soil. They grow together, but they complement. That's a good companion plant. Arizona cypress, #1. I mean, that's the #1 selling big upright. I want screening plant. That's it. I try to get folks to plant more pine trees or spruce, but they keep going back to Arizona cypress just because it grows so fast and so thick, and it's truly native. But Arizona cypress has more of that blue silvery color to it, and it's a big plant. So you got You got a head high, you got a 20-footer, a head high, a chest high, a knee high. And then we have Austrian pine. Pine is it's a long needled pine. So we do pine trees better than anyone else in the country. They just naturally grow. We live in some of the biggest ponderosa pine forests, at least in the world, right here. This is us. Pines love growing here. Well, Austrians are just like a ponderosa, only they hold their foliage right down to the ground. So in a landscape, it's much prettier, much more shapely. A ponderosa, basically what you're planting, you're going to end up with a trunk in the yard. All the foliage is going to be well above your house, way up there, but you get to enjoy this red bark. That's it. Arizona or Austrian pines, so much better. If I'm landscaping a design for you, I'm going to skew you towards this or spec that in. And then we'll end with, for those kind of shaded areas, yews grow in that eastern, in the shaded north side of the house. You need a conifer, an evergreen that just holds its foliage, but it will take that shade as well, and yew will do that. So a summary: boxwood, cotoneaster, junipers, pines, and Arizona cypress all go together and look fantastic in the month of January. Be right back after this. Not everyone can grow wildflowers, but we'll make sure you're not one of them.
At Waters, we know which wildflowers sprout, thrive, and bloom with success.
We're wild about wildflowers with many of our own Arizona blends.
Like our Arizona native mix, butterfly and hummingbird mixes, and all are big, bold, and beautiful.
At Waters, we know wildflowers, and winter's a season to spread new seed.
Waters Garden Center, where people who love their flowers wild, they love to shop for seed.
For a more fruitful garden, increased success in the landscape that just feels better, then tune in daily to the Mountain Gardener podcast. Subscribe through your favorite podcast streamer or visit watersgardencenter.com. Better yet, visit me directly right here at Waters Garden Center. Thanks for tuning in.